Так, продолжаем. Так. Ага, можно, кстати, пользоваться. Понял. Этими ящиками. Оп. Что? Возьмем-ка этот пистолет. Этот пистолет возьмем с собой. Будем их тестировать, наверное, все-таки. И нам неплохо бы еще заиметь среднюю и легкую броню, так как не исключено, что нужно будет где-то скрытно что-то делать. Тяжелая броня, соответственно, не подходит этому. Так, а как вот этим, кстати, пользоваться? А, может быть, автоматически как-то используется. Не дает никаких полномочий, плохо. Чтобы я злоупотребил властью, если честно. С удовольствием. Ну-ка, как он? Ух, ни хрена себе. А, он 3 пульки автоматом выпускает. Я понял. Интересно. Интересно. Ладно, оставим, попробуем поюзать. Так, ну что, идем на первопроходец, я так понимаю, да? Все, погнали. Обоих берем. Так, ну что? Куда нам надо? Терминал безопасности. Сначала будем побочные квесты делать. Потом уже будем смотреть все остальное. Ладно, пока на рожон лезть не будем.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses.
Hey, no offense, but I don't think this walking Saltuna can's gonna appreciate you interrupting.
Keep talking, Millstone. See what happens. Now's not a good time. I'm dealing with a problem here.
So, go space yourself. Problem solved.
You must really want a truncheon through your teeth.
Какой-то агрессивный.
Do what you want. I'm done here.
Whatever you heard, it's all true. I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. You know something? I am lucky. I ought to raise a glass of 0G to my fortune, if I had the bits. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it? Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Oh, not at all. Just, you know, gonna figure out what to do next. See you around, boss.
Не понял.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Я так понимаю, можно было его завербовать.
It's always fucking freezing in the base.
Это точно.
Careful where you smoke.
Так, что ты тут агрессивный,
Do
говорят?
you mind? I'm trying to file a report.
Hey. If it wasn't for us, this mechanical's all over, but they still got us sweating in the
Понятно.
boxes.
Ну ничего такое здесь. Док. Customs. Магазин какой-то, что ли, я так понимаю, да?
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Таможня.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Блин.
Not gonna lie, you're in a pickle. But Udom's an interesting guy. Might be y'all could come to accords if you play your cards right. Huh. Records show this ain't the first time your ship's been impounded. Seems to get cleared up pretty quick. You might not be in this pickle for long.
Блин.
Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a
Кто-то
favor?
уже знает.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
С какого хрена я тебе буду помогать?
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Are you pulling my leg?
Не понял.
You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Well, I won't hold it against you. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
Ясно.
Glad to help. Commandant
Что
Sanita
интересно.
might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them. Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either. All right.
Так.
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. It's a delicate balance, right? We could cancel their freighters' docking privileges in retaliation, but where'd that lead us? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway.
Короче, борьба за власть какая-то идет.
Sure thing.
Понятно. Так, что
Most
где
places are on
выпить-то?
the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need
Okay.
anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony. Be seeing you.
Да, что-то какая-то задница. М. Ну-ка, если попить... О, полностью восстанавливает. Ничего себе. Quarter out. Что это такое? Чисто оружие, что ли? Плазма дорого стоит. Броня сапера. Ударно-пехотная броня. 9 защита. А это вот для стелса, я так понимаю, да? Че купим, наверное, да? Легкую. Или среднюю возьмем, как вторую броню. Что же взять-то? Среднюю или легкую? Так, и мне же нужно купить этому броню. Так что среднюю берем. Броня сапера. Покупаем для этого, для своего напарника. Ну, наверное, среднюю все-таки возьмем. Так, нам тогда нужно перераспределить немного броню, наверное. Поменять нужно. Играю дать новую броню. Кровати. Так вот. Так. Здесь еще куча ярусов. Интересно. Такой он уж и маленький, судя по всему. Restricted запрещено.
If you got a maintenance issue, take it to Chief Junlei. She's in engineering.
Ай-яй-яй. Допрыгнула. Это прикольно то, что они идут следом. Блин, зачем пехотную броню покупал, когда вот здесь она есть? Твою мать. Ладно. Мы не залезем уже, видимо. А хотя... Опа. Они повторяют, короче. Это грамотно сделано. Ладно, не будем туда лезть пока. Так, но я не могу удержаться. Угу, вот оно что. Ля-ля-ля-ля-ля-ля-ля. Блин, магниты нужны. Ух.
Huh?
Да-да-да. Наверное, пойду-ка я апгрейдну броню. А. Так, а как я теперь буду спать, интересно? Если мне на корабль нельзя попасть. Пачка сигарет. Мороженый обед. Съедим замороженный обед.
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Carry on.
Да-да-да. Так, кто такие?
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today? This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore. We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something. Well, let me think about it for a minute. No?
You don't sound awfully sure of that.
We got a lot of rules to follow. Hard to remember them all sometimes. Yeah, I'm getting that, but this area's off limits. I told you. Maybe if you clear an open...
Понятно.
All right. I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname 1, 2, 7 times. Well, folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away. Sure, and stuff from outside the system too, off the interstellar freighters. That's why we also have so many armed Mardettes on duty here. That'd be awful weird. On account of you should be locked up back here too then. All right. Less than there used to be. Fewer freighters passing through these days. I spend some shifts just listening to the wireless. Search me. I mean, don't search me, because that's my job. Get it? I reckon you'd have to ask the folks in Byzantium.
Ты как там оказалась?
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the scholar shipped in and out with. I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering. Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is, not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one, but 2 officers. Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his ship and fled on foot. Spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer Hartley. An affront of its own, considering none of us are approved for anything higher than green spectrum. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork. Oh, I will. Soon as the chief approves the personnel reorg required for a bounty dispatch. So, in about 3 to 7 weeks. You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you. Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand?
Ладно, ладно.
I'm not here for a chat. Now get moving before I see you moved. We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know. The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet. Folks started calling us Mardets because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck.
Понятно все с вами. Ты опять там.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch.
Так. Цировать. На всякий случай. Так. 5-й левел.
It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it's
Так.
takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham.
Asshole.
Ай. Застрелят. Плазменная винтовка.
Not so fast.
О, тут. Ладно, ладно, ладно.
What do you think you're doing? Just don't make more paperwork for me, all right? What was that? Here they come! No more chances! I'm done with you!
Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй. Фига себе, они мне вкурили. Чё за фигня? Я не хочу их никого здесь убивать. Чё за хрень? Блин, что за херня?
That's not the point. This happened.
Hey,
Keep now.
so
Ой.
guy. Hey. Hey. Feel it. See you around.
What do you
Да
think
что
you're doing?
ты?
Just don't complicate my job, okay?
Же ушла уже за угол. Здесь чувак стоит. Типа можно здесь спрыгнуть, я так понимаю, минуя таможню. Ау. Ты что там прыгаешь, что ли? Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй.
I wonder what that fella did to get the board so wild at him.
That's quite the impressive list of infractions.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification. You've got a ship, but you've never visited Groundbreaker. You must have just dusted off from one of those dirt side outposts.
Sure did. And now we're in space.
Well, welcome to Groundbreaker. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done.
Now, hold on, this isn't... You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is a... I shouldn't... If I had... Not gonna lie. Huh. Oh, and it... Wanda... A hand... Much... Is there anything... The fence. Most play... You need anything... Too big... Commandant, Chief...
No kidding.
Happy to help.
You're...
Well, think...
Can we...
Are you pulling...
Приходится прощелкивать все.
Damn freighter captains. If it's not this... They strip the parts from derelict... Sublight? They're on the... Relative to the board holdings? They aren't. All right. He's friendly enough unless he's... Not that he would. They can't abide an independent... All their folks are... This... There's no working with the board. They don't... Groundbreaker cooperate... It's a delicate... They gotta... We push him too hard?
The board wouldn't...
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their...
It's a tough line to... Yep. Sure thing. Be seeing you.
Ну-ка, еще по
Hey
поводу
there.
работы.
All right.
Все
Be seeing
понятно.
you.
Короче, в любом случае задержали. Нафиг корабль. Так. Короче, это первую очередную.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the scholar shipped in and out with.
It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
Да, пройди туда и исследуй.
Seriously, there was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a...
Hi.
Так, с этими утырками нужно.
This it. Well,
You don't?
yeah, I'm getting that, but maybe if you clear an. All right. Sure. That. All right. Let.
Unless you're here to file an incident report. Last tip we got pointed. I did. Still waiting to hear back on that. The outlaw scientist fella, right. If you have an inkling of the way. He'll be in the board offices on the. He's the board's watchful eye. Glad to hear. Do I? I'm not. The.
Все понятно. Ай, дорого. Так. Блин, ценники вообще лютые.
Move along.
Так.
That maniac.
This heat's unbearable.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch, Triple Flakes, and Purple Berry flavored Power Nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch.
Didn't the board rep's office used to be in the docking bays?
Yeah, about 10 years back. that was before Bedford negotiated for a bigger
Последняя...
office
А,
in the
потерянная
promenade.
надежда.
Must be good at his job.
Between you and me, though, he works twice as hard for himself as he does for the board.
Alice Shell.
Prerogative of management.
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? That's how you know your weapon loves you back.
Покоцанная какая-то.
I got a full line of weapon modifications I'd be happy to show you.
М. Такой типа вдолбанный.
Even the air costs money here.
You ever hard up for work? Try Sublight Salvage. Good pay if you're morally flexible.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
These stairs are board property. Disperse now, or I'll detain you for trespassing.
Oh, real scary. You're really gonna arrest us on our station?
Yeah, this is Chief Junlei's ship. You don't own shit here.
Step back. I'm required by board bylaws to use excessive force.
The Mardettes would space you for trying, you waste of O2 scrubbers.
Yeah, O2 scrubbers.
Look, just get out of here before I tell your captain what you've been getting up to on the clock.
Ah, whatever. We got a date at the Lost Hope anyway.
Is this really what you want to be doing with your life, Marcy? Guarding stairs for that walking mustache Udon fucking Bedford? I gotta get off this detail.
Feels like I'm melting.
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
We
Да хрен.
the board and its agents would be more content, sitting at the top of the system's food chain.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped? I impounded Alex's ship, not yours. Well, I guess it's yours now if you're captaining it. It's a game we play, he and I. I ask him to turn in Phineas Wells, he tells me he will soon. I impound his ship, he explains why he can't give me the info right now. I ask him to turn in Wells. Around and around we go. Right, right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with? It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's... well, it's my white whale, I suppose. It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work. Be my guest. I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands. I have few complaints.
Oh, good law! Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit? No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no. Best to be clear, I believe. Ugh. Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these conditions? Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen no action from her. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that. Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course. Precisely. Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status and so resents any board presence, no matter how benign. When the alternative is board guards at their gates, yes, I do. They don't see it that way, of course, but I can't say I much care. A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use. Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use. Ask away.
Так, с этим разобрались. Так. Вот этого, короче, нужно. Ингалятор излечит вас и ваших напарников. Понятно.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local board embassy.
I'm going.
Так, это этаж мы меняем, я так понимаю.
Who the? Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
Короче, местный этаж, где правят банды.
Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames. It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain. I know this ain't a toy, neighbor from above. It's a catalyst, just like me. Keep talking. I like the sound of your voice. Listen to the fire of those convictions. This one's hungry for justice. Alive or dead? Rare or medium? What's it gonna be? How do you want me cooked, bounty hunter? My flame? Shit. Little flick here got me started on the pyro path. Fine. He's yours. Give him a good home.
Don't worry, Mr. McRed. We'll treat Mr. Flick extra nice on account of he's your friend.
You call your lighter Little Flick?
I'll miss my baby pyro, but it beats losing my head. This court needs its king, and I'm one of a kind. Keen eyes you got there. Sunita gave me this lighter. We had a carnal understanding a few years back, and she wanted me to have something to remember her by. Lay it on me, boss. I'm good for it. Ship got impounded. The crew and I racked up a debt while we were grounded, and my baby got sold to Sublight. Scrapped for parts.
Да, дерьмовый.
That's bureaucracy for you. Piracy with a smile. Am I your dark reflection? Shit, must be getting old. Stay here too long, and the groundbreaker drains you like a fuel tank. The second floor is my place. Off limits to the likes of you. Whatever business brings you down to my domain, keep it local.
Back bays are all the home we have. And the only home. Your aura is like a disco ball.
Your color. Whole place is hell for pipes.
You get that automech patch? McRed wants it up and running.
Not another step in that direction, friend.
Before I wake it up.
Don't give it a name.
Neighbor from above. What brings you to my...
Блин, походу нельзя здесь шариться. Инженер дохлый. Блин. Они агрессивные стали. Ничего, пистолет неплохо действует на легкие. Блин, я не хотел вас убивать. Но вы не оставили мне выбора. Блин. Образцы. Ой.
Don't let go.
Но этот пистоль неплох. Прям неплох. Так. Какой-то плазмоган с маленьким уроном. Все, что ли? Дальность 10 метров. Все понятно. Кусок дерьма. Все понятно.
Well done. We are victorious.
Ух ты.
I think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for. Even if they ain't care much for me.
Так, что это за шлем такой интересный? Броня. Блок плюс 5. Блок плюс 5. Брони, одежда. Брони средний. Отдадим-ка мы его. Здесь брони больше. Броня 9. Копоровать, что там у нее? Блин. Плохой шлем, но меньше, чем у меня. Здесь можно было куда-то как-то пролезть, походу, да? По стелсу все это дело сделать. Так, а викария что у нас? Ёкарный бабай. Томатон.
Can you imagine being frozen for 10 years, sailing through space in a room such as this?
Короче, это тоже такой же корабль. С бывшими, так сказать, замороженными. Сколько стоит? 44 битка. Если броневой множитель 100. Впрочем, есть много параметров, которые нужно знать. Шарпный автоматон. Так, можно его как-то деактивировать и на свою сторону переманить.
Huh? What was that? Heard something.
Here they come!
That one's done for. That's the last of them.
Так, ты живая? Живой-то? Блин. Хрена себе. Ух ты. Ой-ой-ой. Твою мать, блин, опять начинать заново. Чё он такой хилый-то, господи? Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой.
Sure.
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king. Look at this ripe piece of time to feed.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like?
Speaking from...
You came with... I know this ain't a toll. Listen to... a lot...
Don't worry.
You call your light...
Oh, miss... Keen eyes you got there. Sunita gave me this lighter. Lay it... That's... The second floor is my place. Off limits to the likes of you. Whatever business brings you down to my domain, keep it local. back bays are all the home we have.
Smells kind of like old Mrs. Alpha pipes.
You get that automech patch? McCred wants it up and running.
I'm trying to think of a good name before I wake it up.
Don't give it a name. What are you thinking? It hasn't got a heart? Not like us.
The back bays are all the home we have, and the only home we need.
Are you one of us yet?
Can you imagine being frozen for 10 years, sailing through space in a room such as this?
McRed gave me a taste of the good stuff. I've been tripping.
Careful with that shit. You'll end up as crazy as he is.
Crazy cosmos. Crazy cosmos.
Интересно. Ладно, пока не будем лезть.
Okay.
Так, это что такое?
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? We also have a line of specialized...
Броня. Кислотное что-то. Топоры такси. Интересно, а лампа здесь работает или нет? Дешевле-то купить броню, блин, чем апгрейдить ее. Ну-ка, каску купим. Интересно, она там светит или нет? Навыки незаметности плюс 5. Купим. Так, а как-то ее использовать можно или нет? Окей, ладно.
C&P chicken and potatoes. At C&P, we know our C&P.
I know she's in there, Mfuru.
Что у тебя с головой, чувак?
Rizzo's triple berry punch right here.
How goes the hunt? I've been ruminating on it, and I decided, if you ain't killed McRed yet, I want you to hurt him a little before you do. Nothing excessive, mind you, but the scoundrel deserves a light beating at least before he kicks off. He tell you that, did he? I might have kicked his ass from one end of the groundbreaker to the other a few years back. Whatever he reads into that is his business. Have at it then.
Ну-ка. Чё с тобой, чувак?
How goes the hunt? I've been ruminating. Nothing excessive. Here's the bounty payout. Nice work down there. With any luck, we can hire more sharp-eyed bounty hunters like you in the future.
Так, и что?
What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today? Chief Junlei Tennyson. She runs the ship. Does a real great job of it, too. Her family's worked on it for, gosh, since it was built, I think.
What's she like? Is she a good boss?
Good as she can be, I guess. What with all the troubles Groundbreaker's facing. She could stand to lighten up, I suppose. But she tries her best to do right by folks, and that's what matters. Sure is, but she makes it look easy. She's real competent, our chief, even if she ain't real friendly. Chief Tennyson don't generally hire outsiders for station jobs, but you could try asking at Sublight Salvage. They got an office on the far end of the promenade deck. Anything else I can help you with, mister? They're run by Miss Hagen. Half the tramp captains and contractors in the system have worked for her. I ought to warn you straight off. Scuttlebutt says some of the jobs they do aren't exactly above board. Downright anti-business, if you catch my meaning. Let's say there's been times when I heard somebody needed a thing, and somebody else had such a thing, but they weren't inclined to sell. Now let's say the one who had the thing suddenly found theirs missing, and the one who needed got one. If anyone asks, Sublight says it got salvaged from an old wreck. Case closed. If anybody could prove them criminals, the board would have put their foot down a long time past. They always got, what do they call it? Deniability? Something gets nicked or someone turns up dead, Sublight says, hey, independent contractor, not our responsibility. But everyone knows what they're doing, top to bottom. Against is a strong word. Let's say that if you need something the board ain't inclined to sell, you might look to Sublight to get it. You might pay Sublight a shitload of bits for it, but that money gets passed on to their contractors, so in the end, it's still business.
You must admit, there is a beauty to the order of it. Everything operates within the constraints of the grand plan, even organized crime.
People do what they gotta to get by.
Okay.
Oh, sure, sorry. Gets a mite boring at this desk, you know. Then I get to chatting too much, and Commandant Sonia's gotta reprimand me again, and... Oops, doing it again. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry. Captain's real understanding.
Can't speak for the captain, but I'm used to listening to folks drone on about their pointless, depressing lives.
Awful generous of you, listening to me like this. That's what I'm...
Так, а чё насчёт
Hey, bounty hunter. You're welcome here anytime.
Так. Хавать надо. Мгм. Если на верстаке разбирать больше, короче, хлама. Не пойдет. Так. Что нам делать с этими?
All right, I'm on the move.
Нам же нужно как-то... Как-то с терминалом нужно повзаимодействовать. А у меня магнитов нету. Хорошо. Так. Короче, лучше на дальний бой их. То они КП быстро теряют. Так, ты уйди, ты мешаешься. кыш уже.
There it is. Just yank the drive, and I'll do the rest. Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up. Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities? Oh, it's nothing. I suppose I really didn't have much faith in actually finding him. Was a bit of a long shot, wasn't it? I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
Да, короче говоря, здесь много контента в плане диалогов. В этом можно даже запутаться. Так. Это непонятно, где вообще находится. Это тоже такое себе. Продолжение. Можно будет улетать. Сейчас пока займемся местными здесь вопросами. Пойти на корабль поспать да сохраниться на всякий случай, раз уж мы здесь.
Hey there. Be seeing you.
You see we had a conveyor pull in?
Hey, you got a second? Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from up close. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me. Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired. You're serious. You're giving me a shot. All right. Hang on. I put together a little speech, just in case you asked. Hey there. I'm Felix Millstone. I have prepared a list of reasons why I believe you should hire me to join the crew of your ship and/or outlaw gang. Yeah, it's a second draft. Firstly, I am highly personable, and I get along well with anyone who is not of the jackass persuasion.
I'm sorry. He's funny.
Secondly, I can be counted on in the event of a firefight, standoff, and/or raid. My motto is, if you need a steady gun hand, I'm your man. That motto is a It's a work in progress. Additionally, I have several years of experience as a box hauler. This skill may come in handy if you need a body dragged away or a door held open while escaping enemy fire. In conclusion, thank you for considering me for your ship crew and/or outlaw gang. I look forward to our adventures together.
I thought that was real good, Felix.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. What do you think? Am I in? The fun kind? I mean, what else do you do when you got a ship of your own?
Define law-abiding, Captain.
Ну, тут я загнул, конечно. Ладно.
Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not gonna regret this.
Так. Викария, наверное, на корабль мы отправим.
You got a crew now, Felix.
По станции, наверное, будем ходить сейчас с Феликсом. Что тут у него есть? Ну, обязательно. ПП, конечно, ему нужно. Ни хрена себе, у него там волына. Что это у него за хрень такая? Гранатомет нахрен? Нет, и гранатометом, наверное, пока не это самое. Так, ну нужно ХП обязательно. Угу. Меньше, больше. Понятно. Нам бронь нужна. Так, что у тебя по броне? По броне все плохо. Так, ладно, нужно будет ему купить.
Warning, intruders will be... Oh, it's you.
Да-да-да. Так, пойдем. Ремнем маленько. Похавать надо. Гранатомет нужно. О! Обжорство? Да ну нафиг. Какое обжорство? Мне даже шкала не запомнилась, какое обжорство. Так. Феликса нужно апгрейднуть слегка. Так, нужно шлем ему купить. Пойдем, тебе шлем купим.
Have either of the assault cruisers ever put into ground?
Так, что здесь у нас? Блин. Так, воды. Похавать. Ладно, пойдем инженера найдем. Так, шлем, где-то еще были. Не будем воровать. Так. Плазменный карабин. Интересно. 25 метров. Магазина 30. В4. В4. Интересная тема. Интересная тема. Хороший дамаг. Можно быть еще его апгрейднуть можно. Так, модифицировать. Так, электро. Плазма это так у нас стоит. Давай поставим плазму. Дополнительно. Прицел. Так, что у нас получилось в итоге? Дальность увеличилась, отлично. Так, и апгрейднуть. Да. Вот оно, что ограничения какие есть. Ну, как бы, в принципе, логично. Угу. Жалко, что прицел такой большой. То есть сильно приближает. В принципе, точность на скидку тоже нормальная. Окей. Ладно, идем. Rest and go. Отдохни и иди.
The old rest and go, with all the luxury and comfort of a shipping container.
Да, хорошо, что я его взял. Он будет хоть рассказывать, что у нас здесь есть. Нам нужно шлем для него купить. Так, пойдем в магаз сначала. Шлем ему купим. Так, нет, это не у тебя.
I picked up some weird chatter on my way in. Seemed to come from Monarch.
Disposal. Medical bay.
Are you listening to me, Emfuru? You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene. I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene?
Да, похоже.
See, Emfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place. Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors. You say that like it's weird. Like I said, Jessie did me a favor, and now I owe her one. I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid, that's all. Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
Piece of cake, как говорится.
What seems to be the problem? Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here. We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable.
Good on you, Doc. You don't want Cleo sinking their claws into you like that.
It's the board or the outlaws, I'm afraid. I'm beginning to wonder if perhaps the devilish board we know might be better than the pirates we don't.
Понятно.
If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her. She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying.
Да.
Take care.
Что-то какой-то облом.
Good luck getting to Jessie, and better luck if you do. She's a real piece of work.
Moving.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service. Did he now? The mouth on that man. I swear his late mother'd be ashamed. He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another scrape. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my service mechanicals at this rate. Our delivery man. A brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself delayed. Sometimes by dates, usually by bandits. Surgery mostly. Medical personnel are difficult to come by on Groundbreaker. The board won't let their doctors and nurses station here, and they own all the medical schools. If we can't hire their people, we can't hire anyone. Everyone on staff here on Groundbreaker was trained by me or Idris. We're good, don't get me wrong. But we've only 2 heads between us, and we don't know everything. I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon as yesterday. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type. You look out, though. The place is probably crawling with outlaws.
Так. Так, как нам поговорить с Джесси? Где она? Такой же поднос со скальпелем, как в Fallout.
Still haven't found a good way to get the blood out from under my nails.
Okay, moving out.
А, у меня же нету удостоверения этого самого медика, так что мне туда нельзя пока.
Keep hanging around and I'll begin to think, what can I do? You have yourself a...
Мне нужно удостоверение медика.
Something I can... Take care.
Good luck getting to Jessie, and better luck if you do. She's a real piece of work.
Где-то должно быть удостоверение. Ну, по логике. Вот оно. А, это морпеха.
I'm going.
Да.
Great work.
Так, куда это я залез? Это логово. Так, я вообще куда залез?
I don't have time for this.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Ух ты. Полицейская броня. Хреновая какая-то. Пурпурная шипучка. Не знаю, что это такое. Элитная пехотная. Интересно.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew. Sorry. Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on the left, or second unit from the right, depending on which direction. Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together. The Promenade holds our... Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free. Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't like. She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one. Of course, most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
О, прибежали чуваки мои. Трэш.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Ladies.
Do you have what it takes?
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Ни хрена себе 10 000.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway, and Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
An abandoned outpost? You think it's haunted?
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide. Maybe whatever they're hiding went to heck, and now they need a few spare hands to clean up the mess. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs. My goodness, aren't you quick on the uptake? I like that. Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain valuable corporate secrets, well, then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies. Law bless your atoms. Here's a copy of the SOS recording complete with the coordinates. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar. I found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last week.
Так, это нужно купить.
I'd work just for the cookies, but...
Huh?
Так. Короче. Так.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled.
С этой я не смог поговорить.
Advertisement for the following story. Tossball finals are scheduled to air soon, but a scandal has rocked the league and thrown it into question.
Блин, тут чувак сидит-то, я это самое.
Is any of the news they play here actually true?
Я его граблю в наглую. Так. Откуда я вылез? Я уже забыл. А, отсюда.
You ever wonder if maybe they keep doors closed?
For the last ratted on rotten time, leave me in peace! What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone. Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath.
You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low. What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear. Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1, assuming you want to keep breathing. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years. Udom was my buyer for when I'd acquired the diamond. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent. Udom Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me. Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
Заканчивается.
What do you think you're doing?
Ой. Да я как раз вхожу.
Just don't make more paperwork for me, all right?
Хватит курить.
Any word on Jessie? Let's just say she did me a favor, and now I owe her. So, did you find her, or what? Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before engineering. You can't miss it.
Все, что ли? А где награда? Ну, там ты могла бы что-нибудь придумать.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Remember Auntie Cleo? Because she remembers you. When you were sick, who took your temperature? When you were hungry, who gave you a needle full of love? Auntie Cleo, that's who. Have you given your auntie a hug today? This has been Halcyon News, your only source for news in the Halcyon colony.
How do you do? Ah, how might I assist you? Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases. That's not unreasonable.
Boss, you can't be serious. The board's got no right to just enslave another human being.
That's where you're wrong, young man. Miss Doyle is deeply in debt, and the board has every right to do whatever they like to recoup that debt. What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate? I quite concur. It's refreshing to deal with someone practical for a change. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work?
Так, чтобы взять-то, господи. Давай-ка урон возьмем. Так. Так, ну что, нужно сбегать, сохраниться, я думаю, от греха подальше.
The news packet had the toss ball scores from Dakonis. What about the rail gliding championship?
Так.
You been flying the outer systems route lately? Deader than a space caterpillar out there. Wish I could say it was good to see you, Ellie. At least you finally got your chance to square our debt. That ought to make you smile for once, huh?
Nothing makes me happier than being even. Except being right. That's nice too.
Нос здоровенный.
Got word from Udom, from the hitman who trailed me the other night. Seems I'm indentured to the board now. I ain't too elated about going exclusive, but it's better than winding up dead. You sure saved my skin, stranger. All debts between me and Ellie are cleared.
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better-than-average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off. If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version. She helped me win a bet. We were on a smuggling run planet side when our point man bet me I couldn't outrun a mantisaur. And, as you can probably guess, the thing was faster than it looked. Probably would have caught me if Jesse hadn't picked it off. Yeah, but the important thing is I won the bet. It's like people touching a cookie and leaving it in the box. It's just one of those things that gets under my skin. You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain.
Так, сперва мне нужно там пообщаться с этой. Так что пока, наверное, ты на корабль.
Traveling in style, are we? I'll be sure to nab a cabin with a view.
We got us a real sawbones. Welcome aboard, Ellie.
Так, что?
What seems... Take care.
Окей. Нужно встретиться. Ладно. Я думаю, уж ничего страшного будет, если мы встретимся. Потом пойдем.
Nasty encounter you had.
Sublight puts the organized in organized crime. I'm trying to get him to use that slogan.
You reckon we can shop here, or is it all spoke for?
Get in some quality time with Vera's stock.
Sublight for life. Corporations never lifted a... Got any leads on salvage? Doesn't even have to be broke yet. We'll take anything.
Я так понимаю, там торгануть можно. Ладно, потом.
Welcome! Looking to... Everything I sell is fresh from the forge. Not me, but it's in my blood. After the crossing, my family worked Eridanos, indentured to the corporations. Not from around here, are ya? After leaving Earth, you worked a local gas giant from a floating refinery. Dangerous work. I was born into corporate labor, but I'm the first one of my family to buy my way out. That's why I settled on Groundbreaker. It's the last bastion of freedom.
Давай торганем, что у тебя есть. Наука. Нету того, что нужно.
This heat, even the air costs money here.
Манна. Что здесь жарище, походу. Воздух плывет.
This is Halcyon News.
Those XF411s? And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me peek?
Was a time I wanted to be an engineer.
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
Productivity is not a victimless crime. Workers should be
Да,
on the
ну и
lookout
жарище
for
тут у вас,
slacking and
однако.
underperforming.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
Вот это что
Ain't that
верно, то
always the
верно.
way? So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard. Felix Millstone. Nice to see you out of docking bay. Keeping your nose clean?
Yes, ma'am. Been at least a couple weeks since my last nose-related incident.
Uh-huh. I'm glad to see you in a captain's custody. Just try not to steal any critical parts from my ship.
It's possible I got caught lifting some spare parts a couple years back, but it was only just that one time. Honest.
I'd tell you to stay out of trouble, but I know you'll find it anyway. Whatever you do, just make sure I don't find out. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. They want us to sweat, thinking that'll soften me up for a bad faith deal. If you'll excuse me, they can go fuck themselves. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone aboard, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. Then you know it's a den of criminals and miscreants. Unfortunately, I'll need to ask you to return. You must not have been here long. In Halcyon, new parts come by way of interstellar freighters from Earth, and the board monopolizes that kind of trade. That means I'd have to negotiate with the board. I've already given them the shops, the docking fees, and a damn embassy.
Fatalism has got no home on Groundbreaker. We aim to weather the storm no matter how bad it gets. Between us captains, I try to avoid sounding as bleak as you. Even if I'm feeling down, the crew doesn't need to hear it. I have. One of my engineers, plus a small security detail. They didn't come back. I can't afford to lose any Mardits on this job. No offense, but a freelancer like you is more dispensable. Mardits are descended from the original Marine detachment that crossed the void with Groundbreaker. I don't put their lives on the line if I can avoid it. Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Так, ты ж хотела там поговорить.
The ship's groaning something fierce, but
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if, well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry. Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention. Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand. Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gaying, kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from chief engineer to captain.
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer. It was different knowing that I couldn't turn to anyone who could answer the tough questions for me. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about. You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with a wrench. Nothing special. Not like a chief engineer.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out. You've got my attention. You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change. I like to think of myself as a nice person. But if that gaudy embassy of his was on fire, I might hold my breath a moment before activating the sprinkler system. The board wants control over Groundbreaker, and leeches like Udom Bedford will do anything to please their corporate masters. You've got my attention. I do, and I'm relieved that you've changed your mind. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. I keep diligent records of station repairs, requisitions, and available assets, just like my grandmother taught me. The station's radiators haven't changed since her time, and her records say the parts should be there. I trust them. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now. Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Хорошо. Так.
That Chief Junlei sure seems well, huh? Well, I didn't expect her to be so tall. And did you see the size of her arms? You know how long I wanted to have somebody I could talk shop with? Did you see how everybody on Groundbreaker listens to Junlei? She's just, here's how to fix it. And they trust her. It's just... she's calm and knows what to do. I wish I was half so confident.
Окей, ладно.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt.
Все, валим, короче, на корабль.
Following that series? The Hunt for the Wimbrel?
The pirates?
Stampede Board's worst. It's not the worst unless it's worse.
Да, корабль напичкан NPC-шками с квестами, диалогами.
With caramel and pea-free nuts in it. It's time for a KYO.
Hey, that pad down there, with the lights off, there are people unloading the ship.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
Так, где они обсуждают его?
I don't know if you watched the big finale, but Halcyon Helen finally took down the chief of the Savages, with a guest appearance from none other than the Masked Marketeer.
Oh gosh, I wish you'd waited for me. I wanted to see that too. Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature on something real quick? So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages. I got him here on my datapad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? It's not so good. But real sweet.
Какое-то лесбиянство.
It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. And the trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem. It made my chest hurt, kinda. Yeah, okay. Deep breath. Maybe I just got a little squish for a minute. But yeah, there's other stuff needs doing. Thanks for the talk, Captain. I was real out of sorts. I feel better now.
Так, Элли. Что значит у тебя здесь медицина? Так. Смотри, запись сигнала бедствия у себя на корабле. Это надо. Ай.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Yes, Captain. Beginning playback now.
There's viscera and death everywhere. Gunfire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. For law's sake, if anyone's receiving this, please send help. What? No! No, no, no!
Captain, we are now capable of accessing the Roseway landing pad. Also, corporate protocol requires that all distress signals include a list of key personnel for retrieval. The embedded names are Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, and Orson Shaw. I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return. I so enjoy watching you sleep for hours on end, Captain. It's quite entertaining the way you drool and whimper.
Так, вот это работает? Да, работает. Ну что, на этом закончим. Продолжим уже в следующей части.